Welcome back to Whatever Works. They're also keeping our streets clean, and Elizabeth Vaughn is there to help.
I'm here with MEO3 Vince Reed. So Vince, we're sitting in front of one of several different street cleaners that we have, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about this one.
This is considered a Temco regenerative air sweeper. It works like almost a big vacuum cleaner.
Oh.
So if you know a vacuum cleaner, if it goes down, it picks up enough debris that after a while the screens and the filters get clogged. So it takes that type of maintenance. It's pretty loud because of the air that it takes to operate this. It does pretty good, you know, in certain scenarios, but at the same time, you know, with this, a job can be extended. You know, it really can be extended because of the maintenance that goes involved with taking care of one of these machines. But at the same time, you know, we purchase them because of EPA regulations. They want to start picking up particulates, the fine things that go on, that come in the street, anything for that oil, dirt, you know, things like that, fluids.
Pick that up off the street so that it doesn't get washed into the waterways.
Exactly, because
Okay.
of course that affects the groundwater, the drains, and starts clogging everything up.
So not only are you doing this for, you know, stormwater issues to keep the waterways clean, the groundwater clean, but you're right, it really does make the neighborhoods look better.
Yeah, so it makes the residents happy. So.
Well, that's always good. In addition to, so you have this big wire brush thing, right? So you're sweeping the ground and then it sucks everything up. Where does it go?
This is what's considered the debris hoppers. It's 4.5, it can hold 4.5 to 5 cubic yards of debris. Now, depending on what type of year it is the debris you're getting up. Like this year, we're getting a lot of leaves and everything, so you could really pack it.
Okay.
Pine Street and Laws, you could really pack this full with that type of lightweight debris.
So it depends on the time of year.
Exactly.
Okay.
So during the summertime, we're just picking up mainly dirt and things like that. You can probably get it about half full, you can probably get it about to this high, you know what I'm saying, if it's dry. Now, if it's wet, then you have a little bit more problems because wet debris, it packs. It packs, and if it doesn't have enough vacuum, or the vacuum tube right here has debris in it that's closing the vacuum hole, then you know it's not going to pick up as well. Then you have to go to the yard and have to get it cleaned out and things like that. This is what's considered our gutter brooms. You have one on each side. What this does is it gets to the corners of the gutter pan and the curbing. It loosens the dirt and throws it out. You have a blow orifice on this side that actually, once the deck passes over it, it blows the debris to the right side of the sweeper, and that's where you have your giant vacuum tube.
Okay.
It blows it up and circulates it throughout the hopper, and that's how this one actually works. And if the debris is heavy enough, then there are times that you may have to go with 3-4 times.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
And so then what do you do with all the stuff that you suck up? Where's it go?
Well, because of EPA regulations, we can't go to a debris yard and dump it on the ground. So we have to load it in the back of a tandem, and they take it to a landfill and they just take it like that.
Oh, okay. All right, we've learned all about the outside of this baby. Now it's time to hop on in. Ugh, all the way up here. Man. All right, Chris, I hopped up in here and it looks like a big old video game. You got buttons and levers everywhere. Tell me a little bit about what you do when you get in.
When I get in, after doing an outside inspection, we get in and we turn on the front motor here and let it warm up.
Okay.
Then we turn on the rear motor and let that warm up. And that's to make sure that all the hydraulic fluids that's running through the hoses is warming up. We can pick up the hopper and all the moving parts on the back. We operate the brooms, and we go through all of that to make sure that before we leave the yard, all of that is checked and in good operating condition before we leave the yard.
So you can't just hop in and run. It takes a little time.
No, it takes some time.
Okay.
Then, before you take off, you pet your brakes and make
whoa.
sure that all of that is in good condition.
Okay.
And actually, even before you leave, you put it in gear and hold your brakes and make sure that they don't just take off, that the air pressure is built up.
So with everything checked out, Chris took me for a quick spin. The first thing you notice in this sweeper is the fact that there are steering wheels and pedals on both sides of the truck. The operators need to be able to drive on either side of the road. It's a skill that takes some getting used to.
Yeah, it's different. I'll say when I first started with the city and started operating the sweeper, I'll say in about a month, I was pretty much down with it. When you start operating this vehicle from the right side, you have a tendency sometimes to drift to the left because you're feeling like you're over there. But then you have to realize I'm over on the right side and I have to get it in perspective. And then once you get used to it, that finally go away.
Well, Chris, obviously you're sweeping in residential areas. So how do you handle going around vehicles that are parked on the side of the road?
When I go around cars, depending on how much dirt and like say there's rocks on the road, if you go around a curb and you feel like you might mess somebody's car, then you pick your broom up because you don't want to throw rocks all up against that car. If you see people coming down the sidewalk and you got a big cloud of dust, you turn off your brooms and be courteous and let them go on by before you start out in operating again, because you don't want nothing to fly from under this vehicle and hit nobody's car, hit no people walking by, hit nobody dirted up real bad, because all that is not good operatorship. You want to make sure that everybody's happy at the end of the day. And we got to do what it takes to make sure this job is done well and professional. Because when we get behind this seat on this side here and get ready to operate, we are professionals. And when we're out, we got to do a professional job and be courteous to the customers as well as being safe and courteous at the same time.
Yeah, you guys seem to be very mindful of, you know, you were mentioning to me another time about the time of day that you come, because this is a big truck and it takes up a lot of room on the street.
Yeah, you have to consider, people go to work at different times during the day. You know, you have your 7 o'clock, your 8 o'clock, your 9 to 5s. And then you have your school. Your schools go, you have your elementary, middle school, and high school. So there are always buses and cars in and out of the neighborhood. So we try not to go in when it's really that much traffic going on.
Okay.
You know, because you'll start and you have to stop. You start and then you have to stop. You know, and it's for safety reasons also. We don't want somebody's child to run out in front of a piece of equipment or something like that. Or somebody's pulling out the driveway and not really see this coming around the corner and back into it, or we run into them. So it's for safety reasons also.
Well, what's your suggestion to maybe motorists or even pedestrians who see you guys coming by? What would you suggest that they do?
Well, just be mindful of, if you're behind someone, you know, try not to be in a hurry and shoot around, because you never know what's around a piece of equipment. You know, especially in a residential area. Just like I said, you may be trying to go around and somebody's coming out the driveway. Or we may slow up and to get out to pick something up that we can't vacuum, and somebody just sees us stop and want to run out in front of a vehicle coming around the corner. So there's several dangers that, you know, people could be aware of if we're ever in your subdivision cleaning. Just be mindful of, if you want to get around, you know, just be patient, you know, and things like that, and take your time.
Go slow.
Yeah, real slow.
Okay. The street sweepers only go to neighborhoods that have curbs. If you don't have a curb, you won't see the street sweeper. But when you do, be sure to be safe. If you're gonna pass it, go slowly. For Whatever Works, I'm Elizabeth Vaughn.
Coming up on Whatever Works, Heath Covey gives us the ins and outs of upholstery with Wynn's Automotive Upholstery.